Die comfortable or live true. You've got two choices in this life, two roads, two destinies. One ends in a coffin filled with regrets, the other in a legacy carved out of pain, discipline, and truth. This isn't poetry, this is war. The war between the fake comfort you surround yourself with and the truth you're too scared to face. So let me ask you straight up. Are you gonna die comfortable or are you gonna live true? Comfort is a coffin. You know what comfort really is. It's a slow, silent death. Most people don't even realize it's killing them. They wrap themselves in it like a warm blanket, thinking they've made it, thinking they're safe. But it's a damn trap. Comfort is the enemy disguised as peace. It whispers lies in your ear like, you've earned this rest, or you don't need to push today. And little by little, you start believing that lie. You stop chasing, you stop grinding, you stop becoming. You weren't born to be comfortable. You weren't designed to live an easy life. You were built to evolve, to stretch, to break and rebuild. And that doesn't happen in a warm bed or on a padded couch. That happens in the cold, in the pain, in the uncomfortable. That happens in the grind that nobody wants. But you know what? That's where the truth lives. Look around. People today are walking zombies. No hunger, no edge. They've traded their ambition for convenience. But you can't afford that trade. You gotta get uncomfortable on purpose. You gotta seek it out. That means waking up earlier than you want to. That means training when you're exhausted. That means doing the thing you don't feel like doing every damn day. Comfort won't make you great. Discomfort will. Every time you choose comfort over struggle, you bury yourself a little deeper. You're digging your own grave with soft habits, and the crazy part, you think you're living, but you're not. You're existing, just another body wasting time, another soul with no fire. That's not living. That's dying slowly. The people who leave a mark on this world, the ones who carve their names into time, they run toward discomfort like it's a blessing. They bleed in the dark so they can shine in the light. They don't fear the hard, they crave it, and when it breaks them, they rebuild, stronger, harder, sharper. You want to live true, then every time you feel that urge to take the easy route, punch it in the mouth. Train when you're tired, work when you're discouraged, show up when no one else will. That's how you grow, that's how you evolve, that's how you live a life worth remembering. So here's the real choice. Do you want a soft pillow now or a solid legacy later? Do you want ease or do you want excellence? Because you don't get both. Comfort is your coffin, but discomfort is your resurrection. Dig your way out. Truth hurts, but IT heals. The hardest person you'll ever face in your life is you, not your boss, not your enemy, not your circumstances. You, and the reason why most people never reach their potential, because they're too scared to face the mirror, too scared to confront the real truth behind their failures, their laziness, their fear. They bury it under layers of lies. They blame the world, they blame their past, they blame everyone but themselves, and deep down they know they're lying. That's why they're miserable. See the truth. It stings, it punches you in the mouth. It slaps you with every single missed opportunity, every excuse you made, every promise you broke to yourself. But that pain, that sting, that's the beginning of healing. That's your soul saying, finally you're listening. If you want to grow, if you want to live a real life, one that's powerful, one that means something, you've got to stop running from that truth. You've got to drag it into the light, beat it into submission, and then use it as your weapon. You say you want to level up, then ask yourself this. Why aren't you where you want to be? Answer that without a single excuse. Answer it without blaming a single soul, and you'll feel it. That uncomfortable tightness in your chest. That's the truth showing up, and it doesn't give a damn about your feelings. Maybe you've been lazy, maybe you've been distracted, maybe you've been soft. You've told yourself you're tired, but deep down you know you've just lost your fire. You told yourself you're too busy, but your screen time tells a different story. You say you want greatness, but your actions scream average. That's the real you. Own it, because when you own it, you can change it. You don't fix weakness by pretending you're strong. You fix it by admitting it, then putting in the work. You don't get discipline by wishing. You get it by brutal honesty. You look yourself in the mirror and say, this is who I am right now, but this is not who I'm gonna die as. Every time you tell yourself the truth, you cut the chains. Chains of shame, chains of guilt, chains of regret. You start building power from the inside, and that power, It doesn't come from books or quotes. It comes from brutal self-confrontation. The truth will shatter you, but it will also rebuild you. It will demand change. It will force growth. And it won't let you hide behind your fake smile or your fake hustle. But that's exactly why it works. The truth isn't your enemy. It's your compass. It's the only thing that's gonna steer you out of that dark place and into something real. And here's the secret nobody tells you. Once you stop fearing the truth, it stops hurting. It starts fueling you. You'll wake up hungry. You'll train harder. You'll push farther. Because you're no longer dragging lies behind you. You're light, fast, focused. You're free. So no more masks. No more sugarcoating. No more pretending. Rip the band. Date off, bleed, heal, transform. Because truth hurts, yeah. But lies kill. Face your truth now. So you never have to live a lie again. Your excuses are the enemy. Excuses are the most addictive drug on the planet. You start using them once and you're hooked. One hit of "I'm too tired" leads to another of "I'll start tomorrow," then "I just don't have time." And before you know it, you've built your whole identity around a web of lies you've told yourself just to avoid the truth. Excuses are a mental virus. They infect your habits, your focus, your ambition. And they will kill every goal you've ever had if you don't put them down and put them down hard. Let me tell you something raw. You don't lack time. You don't lack resources. You don't lack motivation. What you lack is accountability. What you lack is ownership. What you lack is the willingness to tell yourself, "I'm not doing enough." People love to say, "I want success." But the moment it gets uncomfortable, they fall back on the old crutch, excuses. They say, "I couldn't make it to the gym," while spending 2 hours scrolling on their phone. They say, "I just wasn't feeling it today," while watching TV for hours. That's the truth. They're not tired, they're undisciplined. They're not busy, they're distracted. They're not unlucky, they're just soft. If you want to become anything real in this life, you've got to realize this. Your excuses are not protecting you. They are your enemy. Excuses don't care about your potential. Excuses don't care about your dreams. Excuses want you to stay average, weak, powerless. You've got a voice in your head that wants to let you off the hook every single day. And if you let it win, even once, you're feeding the enemy. You're giving that voice power. You're reinforcing the habit of quitting. And that habit, that's the graveyard of greatness. You want to kill excuses. Then it starts with radical ownership. You own your actions, you own your outcomes, you own your attitude. If you messed up, you say, "That's on me." If you failed, you don't point fingers. You look in the mirror and say, "I didn't do what was required." Every time you take responsibility, you take your power back. Every time you silence that voice that says, "You can skip today," you build mental armor. You become dangerous because now you're not living based on how you feel. You're living based on who you're committed to becoming. This isn't about guilt. This is about power. The second you say, "I didn't train today because I chose comfort," you're not a victim anymore. You're in control. You've admitted the truth, and now you can fix it. Excuses come from a weak place inside you that wants to stay small, but there's a stronger part inside that knows you're capable of more. You just have to stop feeding the wrong wolf, starve the excuses. Feed the discipline. The world will give you every reason to justify average. It'll hand you comfort, hand you pity, hand you soft language and soft options. But none of that builds a legacy. None of that forges greatness. Excuses may sound logical. They may feel comforting in the moment, but they leave you empty, unfulfilled, and weak. They rob you of your edge. They steal your fire. So what do? You declare war. War against your own lies. War against your own laziness. War against the version of you that's okay with good enough. Excuses don't belong in the life of a warrior. They don't belong in the mindset of someone who's chasing truth. You want to be uncommon, then every time an excuse shows up, kill it. Every time your mind says you can rest, respond, "You haven't earned it." Every time it says you can quit, say, "I don't stop when I'm tired. I stop when I'm done." Your excuses are not your shield. They are your weakness in disguise, and if you don't destroy them, they will destroy you. Pain is your North Star. Pain isn't the enemy. Pain is the path. It's the signpost that says you're heading in the right direction. But most people, they see pain and run. They retreat. They call it suffering, they call it failure, they call it trauma. And yeah, it hurts, it burns, it breaks you. But it's also the only thing real in a world full of soft lies and fake comfort. You think success is supposed to feel good. You think chasing your best self is going to be some motivational movie montage. Hell no. It's a war zone, and the battlefield is your mind. And pain is the only thing that's telling you this is it. This is where you get better. But you've been taught your whole life to avoid pain. Don't push too hard, don't overdo it, don't make waves, and now what? Now you're stuck in this lukewarm life. Never going too far, never feeling too much, never becoming anything close to what you were meant to be. Why? Because you've been avoiding the one thing that's trying to guide you. Pain. Pain is your North Star. It's the compass that tells you where your weakness lies. It tells you where the lies are hiding. It tells you where you need to go to get stronger. But here's the catch. You don't get to benefit from pain unless you lean into it. You don't grow from pain you avoid. You grow from pain you embrace. You think lifting weights makes you stronger. No, it's the pain from the resistance that tears your muscle fibers down. And that pain triggers growth. Same with your mind, same with your heart. You want to grow your discipline. Go suffer. You want to build mental toughness, get uncomfortable. You want to lead, then bleed. Everyone wants the results. No one wants the suffering that comes with it. But that suffering, that's the toll you pay to walk the path of truth. That's the sacrifice required to become uncommon. That's the real work. The invisible stuff when no one's clapping, no one's watching, and everything in your body is telling you to stop. And if you ignore pain, you stay soft, you stay lost, you stay stuck. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you pushed until it hurt and kept going? When was the last time you didn't just dip your toe in adversity, but drowned in it and came out a different animal? Because that's what separates the fakes from the real ones. The real ones look pain in the face and say, thank you. They use it as fuel, they chase it, because they know the truth. There's no growth without pain. Pain reveals who you really are. When you're suffering, there's no room for ego, no room for lies. It's just you and the raw reality of your character, and you either rise or you rot, and the pain doesn't care what you choose. It just shows up. But if you're smart, if you're hungry, you'll welcome it like an old friend. You'll say, let's go. Let's see what I'm made of today. Pain is your test. Every time you endure it, you're proving to yourself that you're still alive. Still in the fight, still becoming. It's the currency of transformation, and the more you pay, the more you earn. So don't run from pain. Run into it, dive into the cold, push beyond the fatigue, keep grinding when your mind begs for rest. Because that's where your future self is waiting, not in the comfort, not in the ease, but in the storm, in the suffering, in the place where most people quit. That's where you become real, that's where you find your edge. That's where you get reborn. So here's the truth. Pain is not here to stop you. Pain is here to show you who you really are. Use it, follow it, trust it, because pain is your North Star, and if you follow it long enough, hard enough, without flinching, it will lead you straight to freedom. Legacy is built in the dark. Everybody wants to be remembered. Everybody wants legacy, but nobody wants to do the work in the dark. That's the part they skip over, the lonely grind, the silent sacrifice, the hours spent building something no one sees and no one claps for. People want the results, the praise, the applause, but they don't want the process. They want the spotlight without suffering under the weight of the shadows. But listen close. Legacy isn't built in front of an audience. Legacy is built when the world ain't watching. It's built in silence. It's built in sweat. It's built in the hours where your mind is screaming at you to stop, to quit, to give in. And you don't. Not because someone's looking, not because someone's filming it for social media, but because you made a promise to yourself. That's the difference. That's what separates real from fake. Your legacy begins when no one's calling your name and you still show up. When no one is counting on you and you still count on yourself. When no one believes in your vision and you still bleed for it. That's how greatness is born. That's how warriors are built. Not by noise. By silence, not by ease, by grit. Look, the dark doesn't lie. The dark reveals. It shows you who you really are. No filters, no shortcuts. Just you vs your excuses. You vs your past. You vs your potential. That's the battlefield where legacy is earned. You think champions are made on stage? No. Champions are made in early mornings when the alarm hits at 4:30 a.m. and you lace up anyway. Champions are made in gyms after hours, in quiet reps that no one sees. Champions are made on lonely runs, brutal sessions, sleepless nights, and relentless days when everything hurts. But you keep moving. That's where your name gets carved into time. And the truth is, no one's coming to motivate you in those dark hours. No one's bringing you water. No one's lighting the way. It's just you, your demons, your doubts, and your discipline. And you better be damn sure your discipline is louder than your weakness. Because in the dark, weakness will try to take everything from you. But here's the flip side. When you learn to thrive in the dark, you become unstoppable in the light. Because now you've got scars, now you've got reps. Now you've got grit that wasn't gifted but earned. And when people finally see you, when they hear your name, they won't understand the war you had to fight just to stand there. But you'll know, you'll carry it in your soul. You'll walk different because you didn't cheat the process. You lived it, you embraced it. You built your name brick by brick when no one was looking. You suffered in silence so you could stand in strength. You bled behind the curtain, so when the curtain rose, you were ready, not surprised. So stop chasing noise, stop chasing approval, stop chasing validation from people who don't even grind. Chase legacy. Chase the version of you that trains alone, that studies when everyone else is partying, that shows up with no recognition and leaves with no applause. The version of you that's locked in when everyone else is drifting. That version, that's the one that's gonna change your bloodline. That's the one that's gonna be remembered. Your legacy is not what you say, it's not what you post. It's what you do when no one's watching, so build it in the dark. Sweat, suffer, sacrifice, because when the time comes, when the world sees you rise, you won't need to say a word. Your work will speak, your scars will speak, your legacy will scream. Die comfortable or live true. You've heard every word, you've felt every punch of truth. Now ask yourself, are you really living? Or are you just existing? You're either dying comfortable, in silence, in softness, in regret, or you're living true, loud, raw, and real with scars to show for it. This life, it's not some warm-up round. It's not a rehearsal. You don't get another shot. One day your heart will stop beating, and all that will remain is what you built, what you endured, what you faced head on. You can keep hiding behind comfort. Keep hitting snooze, keep making excuses, keep numbing your soul, or you can wake the hell up and start chasing the uncomfortable truth. You can own your pain, own your story, own your scars, because comfort might feel safe right now, but it's slowly burying you. And truth might hurt, but it'll set your soul on fire. You've got one life, one chance, one shot to do something real, so stop wasting it. Stop lying to yourself and stop pretending average is good enough. The world needs the real you, the raw you, the relentless you. So make a decision right here, right now. Are you gonna die comfortable? Or are you gonna live true and become a savage, disciplined, purpose-driven machine? Because no one's coming to save you, this is on you. Live true or be forgotten. Be comfortable or live true. So now we come to the moment of truth, the final breath of this message, and you've got one question staring you in the face. How are you gonna go out? Are you gonna go out soft, safe, wrapped in comfort? Are you gonna die with untested potential buried in your chest? Will your final words be, I could have, I should have, I almost? Or will you go out fighting, bleeding, empty, with nothing left to give because you gave it everything? You see, comfort is seductive. It lulls you into numbness. It makes you feel like you're okay when deep down you're dying. Slowly, quietly, regretfully. That's what most people choose. A padded life. An easy life, a forgettable life, but there's another way, a brutal way, an uncommon way. It's the path of truth, of pain, of raw self-discipline. It's the path of waking up early when no one's watching. Of grinding in silence, of suffering with purpose, of choosing purpose over pleasure every damn day. That path, it doesn't lead to comfort, it leads to freedom, real freedom, freedom from regret, freedom from weakness. Freedom from the lies you've been feeding yourself. Because when you live true, you don't fear death, you fear not living at all, and when that day comes, because it will come, and you're on that final breath, you won't be wishing for one more nap, one more distraction, one more easy day. You'll want one more shot at doing it right, one more chance to go all in, to chase your pain, to live with fire, to live true, but by then, it'll be too late, so don't wait. Start now. Start with what you've got. Start with the truth. Start with the war inside your own mind. And win it, because you've only got two options in this life: die comfortable or live true, and no one makes that choice for you. No one saves you. No one fixes you. No one hands you greatness. You build it with your blood. You earn it in the dark. You live it out loud, so don't go quietly. Don't go soft. Don't go average. Go hard. Go honest. Go all in. And when your time comes, let them say you lived like a savage. Let them say you bled with purpose. Let them say you were never fake.